Chapter 6 of For Heaven's Sake, Little Talks to Little Folks by Reverend Gerald T. Brennan. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Maria Therese. Chapter 6 The Last Flight. St. Christopher, you know, is the patron saint of travelers. When people travel, they pray to St. Christopher. They ask St. Christopher to watch over them on their journey. Some people carry a medal of St. Christopher in one of their pockets. Many people have a medal of St. Christopher in their automobile. Aviators or flyers have a medal of the saint in their airplanes. My story this morning is about Jerry Miller. Jerry was an aviator, a pilot. He was a flyer. Jerry had been a flyer for 3 years, and he had flown his plane hundreds of times. He had traveled thousands and thousands of miles. Jerry Miller knew that flying was a dangerous business, but Jerry Miller had a great devotion to St. Christopher. Jerry always carried a medal of St. Christopher in his plane. Before every flight, Jerry always said a prayer to St. Christopher. He prayed to the saint and asked the saint to protect him on his journey. Well, one day Jerry said his prayer to St. Christopher, climbed into his plane, and was off. As Jerry flew through the clouds, he often looked at his medal of St. Christopher. Jerry felt that St. Christopher was riding in the seat next to him. Jerry felt safe. After a while, Jerry thought that it would be fun to do some tricks. He decided to loop the loop. That took plenty of nerve, but Jerry had lots of nerve. Jerry took the chance. He looped the loop and everything went fine. Then Jerry looped the loop a second time. More fun, more excitement. But the third time that Jerry looped the loop, something happened. Something went wrong. The engine stopped. Jerry and his plane crashed to the ground. Yes, Jerry Miller was killed. But that's not the end of the story. When Jerry awoke, he was in heaven. And what do you think? One of the first persons whom Jerry met in heaven was his friend, St. Christopher. "Why, St. Christopher," asked Jerry, "what happened? I thought that you would always protect me. I figured that you always rode in the seat next to me." St. Christopher smiled. "Jerry," said the saint, "I always rode in the seat next to you. But on that last trip, when you began to do your tricks, when you started to loop the loop, I got out." Jerry Miller prayed to St. Christopher. He asked St. Christopher to protect him. Then what did he do? He walked right into danger. And that's just what you do very, very often. You pray to God, and you ask God to keep you good. Then what do? You walk right into danger. You go to a bad movie. You read a bad book. You look at bad pictures. Yes, you play with temptations, and then, before you know it, you fall into sin. Almighty God may be your best friend. God may even live in your soul. But just as soon as God sees that you like a temptation, when He sees that you want the devil in your soul, why, God gets out. God leaves your soul when the devil enters. Now I know that you don't want to fall into sin. Well, then you must fight every temptation. When the temptations come, pray. Pray and ask God to help you lick the devil. If you pray when the devil tempts you, God will stay right with you, and you won't fall into sin. Remember, boys and girls, temptations come when you least expect them. When temptations come, fight. Pray. End of chapter 6.